Hi guys, and welcome to part 3 of this mini series and tutorial on how to trade the head and shoulder pattern, but more importantly, how to do it via the levels, which is what I've been learning with Mr. Oren Wright for the past year and a bit. And again, just to introduce myself to everybody, I am John Docherty, I'm Forex Fire. Welcome to anybody who's watching this for the first time or never seen any of my videos, because I do know there's plenty of new members coming into the group every day. Okay, so without further ado, let's head over to the chart. I must remember to share my screen. Okay, so just minimize this and we'll get this on. Right, so just to recap where we were. Okay, I got you guys to look at the NZD card, and we were boxing up the Monday's candles and putting them into colored boxes with zones. Okay, and from there, just to recap on that, what we've got, we'll scroll a bit further into this. To get the Monday's candles, what you need is to go on the top of here, indicators and strategies, okay? You would then go onto the top, and on the top of here, on the search, you would search for this here, Monday's highs and lows, Steve VB, the Wicket Club. So you would need to type that into there. Once it's typed in, you click on it, okay? That would put it onto your chart. Okay, guys? And then from there, let's just take a look. Excuse me. Settings. It will color the chart or the candles. As you can see, we've got them in white here when you hover over the top. And now what that does is it creates for that session, and if I sort of go to the settings, go to trading, appearance, session breaks. So in essence, what this does, it just creates the session break, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Each segment is worth 24 hours in trading. So we've got Monday, hence Monday's candles. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. The markets close on obviously Saturday or Sunday. They open late back up, and then just go back to Monday. So we'll just get rid of the noise. We'll get rid of the session break and go back to the chart. So this will create a high and a low point. You then would have gone to the horizontal rear, create a high, create a low. From there, as a recap, you'd go into the brush, do a rectangle, and then what we would do is highlight that boxed area, okay? So that's the basic rundown of what I asked you guys to do the other week, okay? From there, in session 2, I showed you how to sort of identify the left shoulder, how to identify the head, and how to identify a neckline and the right shoulder. So in this session, we're going to show you when you need to buy and when you need to sell, and what sort of parameters you need for stop losses and things like that. So to begin with, we mentioned about the left shoulder. Monday, as in the box, what we boxed off, will always be known as the left shoulder. That's the easiest part of this strategy, okay? So each box will always be known as the left shoulder. From there, what you could do is, just to help you, because I'm very visual, as I always say, you can go onto the brush, go to a triangle, and then from there, you can go, right, it's pointing down, this is the left shoulder. The reason the left shoulder is on the bottom of this one is because we need to identify where the breakout has happened within that zoned area of Monday, okay? And on this one, as you can see, we broke out of the bottom here, okay? So this has created a head. You then would head back, go to the brush, select the triangle, and again, to help you guys be visual like me, just create the triangle, head down. So you've got the left shoulders on the bottom because we have the head, okay? Step 2, you've created the head, you have the head here. Again, if you need to, put these texts on your charts just to help you visually see it, okay? From there, the step 3, you need, because you always have your head and your shoulders, what's on the bottom of there, you've got your neckline, okay? So that's your supported area. So you need 100% retrace back to the neckline. The neckline is always opposite to the head, okay? So from there, this would then become the neckline. Did we get a retrace? As you can see, we certainly did to that area, and we had the touch, okay? So we had the 100% retraced, so identify the left shoulder, tick. Okay. Where did we have the breakout? The bottom. Create that triangle head. So that's your left shoulder, your head. Did we have the 100% retrace to the neckline? Yes, we did. That's number 3. Number 4, you need to identify your right shoulder. Now, to get that, again, we've come down to the neckline. Okay. So now to create that right shoulder, it will have to do another 100% retracement opposite side of the left shoulder. Did we get that? Let's take a look. Yes, we did. Right here. Okay, guys. So again, left shoulder, create the head, neckline, right shoulder, opposite side. Okay, so that's step 3. We're then on step 4. What we've then got to wait for, guys, okay, is another 100% retracement. Okay. Once we get that retracement, let's take a look. We'll go into the text. Number 5, 100% retrace back to the neckline. Okay. Let's take a look. Right shoulder neckline, and then we sell. So let's just go back on these and then we'll tick them off on each box. Okay, guys, so let's just visually do this together. So step 1, identify the left shoulder. Okay, what we'll do is we will see if I can get a tick on here, although we'll get a thumbs up. So we identify the left shoulder. Okay, yes, we've got the thumbs up there. Okay. I should say we'll copy that. Copy. Get the thumbs up. Damn thing. Do apologize, guys. So then you've got the head. Okay. You've got the left shoulder. You've got the head. What you would do then is you wait for the retrace all the way back to the neckline. We got that. Okay, we'll put that little tick there, the thumbs up there. From there, you've got to identify the right shoulder. Okay, we certainly got that. So that's there. You then need to wait for the retrace, okay, guys, back to the neckline. This may be a longer, these are always normally a longer term trade. You've got to wait for these things, but you can set alerts on these sort of areas. So when you've got the right shoulder, okay, guys, what you could do is if it's on the opposite side, you can simply go on there, click alert, and then you can set the alert to see when it's crossing towards there. You will physically get an alarm set, whether you have that on a desktop, on your laptop, your smartphone, or a tablet. Okay, this will then alert you. What you can see is then, because you're waiting for that, the right shoulder to go back up to there, you could say, then see sell markets execute the sell. Okay, so you can do that and create that. That would in essence give you that sort of signal, give you an alert, and then you can do it from there. However, what you could do, you could put this as a sell limit. Again, just put in the parameters of where this is touching. Okay, and then you could do the rest. So what Aura normally suggests is just go for a 30 pip move. Okay, so if we go onto this little baby here, the position, obviously a short is for a sell, a long is for a buy. We click on the short. We would have put this on here when it went back to the neckline. Okay, double click on this. We would have said 300 ticks is worth 30 pips, and then he always works with the 40 pip stop loss. To be fair, yes, it's more, but it allows the market to breathe. As most of you are aware, what I've been doing over the time of producing the trade ideas with part of this, I've been hitting some phenomenal pips. Okay, yes, I get the odd one that stops out, but the pips outweigh the losses that I've had, and that's sort of been the happy medium with regards to a stop loss. Okay, guys, so on this, as you can see, it was a winning trade. So step one, you identify your left shoulder. We got the tick, okay? From there, you need to know where we broke out of that zone, creating the head. We created a triangle just to visualize this. That's step two. Step three, okay? You wait for the retrace to the neckline. We got that up here. Step four, you've got to identify the right shoulder, which is, it's 100% retrace back to the opposite side of the left. We got that, tick there. From there, you need 100% retrace back to the neckline, okay? Which is right here, okay? And then what you would have done in this instance, you would sell that. Okay, guys? So again, what you've got here, let's just have a look. There's not another trade within this, but that is the general consensus of how the head and shoulders works within Mondays. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to quickly go over to the levels instead of me drawing one up. See if I can sort of get in there as well, and then show you one, to be fair, rather than having to draw one up on a naked chart. So again, well, for you guys that are following, Oren is an absolute amazing teacher. Let's go to the alerts and go to Mondays. He might even have one or two drawn up himself, to be fair. Just going to put my handsome face in that top corner, mastery notes. Let's have a look, order cards. Let's just see if I can test on here. Right, guys, I'll just add one or two things on here. I'll get the horizontal rear. So I want to put this on there. Make it a bit thicker, and also there. We'll test it from here. So again, identify your left shoulder. Okay, guys? So from here, LS, or left shoulder. That was here. Okay? Just minimize this down here. Now, where did the area break out of? It broke out of the bottom, okay? So let's be visual. Let's add, it's on the brush, the triangle. So what we do is very visual. That's your left shoulder, okay? Where did we break out? On the bottom. Again, this is known as your head. Okay, left shoulder head. And again, guys, do this as well. Do this as well. Be very visual with everything you do. There's your head. Okay, we are then waiting for the 100% retracement back to this here, the opposite side of the head is a neckline. Did we get the 100% retracement to the neckline? We certainly did. Okay, so that's another one ticked. Okay, guys, from there, you want 100% retracement to the opposite side of the left shoulder. We got that right here. Again, it took it a whole week to do that. So that's your right shoulder. And then we put RS as an abbreviation for right shoulder. Okay. From there, we would wait for the touch of the neckline. So going back to the neckline. And we had that more or less instantly. Okay. And then what would have happened is you would have sold that, and again, let's just take a look. Again, we said round about 300, and look, 300 stop levels around about 400, and that would have been at around about that area. Okay, so again, guys, look at that. We've hit the profit. So recap on this one, again, another profitable trade. You've got the Mondays boxed off. Step one, identify your left shoulder. This is your left shoulder. There we are, okay? Step two, where did we break out of the bottom? So then you can identify your left shoulder, and then you've got your head, okay? Again, triangulate those areas. From there, you want 100% retrace of the area to the opposite side of your head is your neck. That creates the neckline. We got that box ticked. Yes, we had all this movement up here, but again, it's still got to come into Monday zone. That's one thing you need to remember. It will always come back at some point. Yes, it took a few days, but we got that eventually onto the next Monday. It doesn't always have to happen within that single day. It could happen over a course of a couple of days. But when you get these movement, guys, it can be very profitable. So that was your right shoulder, okay? And then from there, we wait for the retracement back to the neckline once again, and then bang, you sell that sucker, okay? So that happened here. Right, so now let's have a look at here another one, okay? Right, so what we've got a breakout here. Okay, I'll just see if I can get this correct, guys. You just bear with me. Left shoulder, move the head up to here, the neckline, and then what you've got is, yes, right. So again, you've had this head here. You've then had a breakout above. So then you've had a left shoulder goes onto the opposite side. So again, let's just put your left shoulder. I need to do that over here. Just bear with me, guys, because I like to be very visual. So that's your left shoulder. Okay. You've then got your head, which is up here. That's now your head. Okay. This obviously becomes your neckline. Then what you've got, guys, is that becomes your head there. So step one, identify your left shoulder. You've had the breakout on the top, so that top end is your left shoulder. You've then got the head. Okay, you want the 100% retracement to the neckline. We've got that here. Okay, so that's your neckline. You then need the retracement back up to round about here. Okay, for the right shoulder, the opposite, which is here. You would then wait for the retracement. In fact, we didn't get that there. We got it here. So you've got the retracement here, and then you've got the bounce back straight away, as you can see on here. Just to highlight, you've got it down here, and then the retracement in 2 steps straight away. From there, that was your right shoulder. Okay. And then what you would need is you need that retracement from the right shoulder. Let's get rid of this, guys, 2 seconds. Because that is just getting in the way. So then what you would need, guys, is basically, get the right one, John. You need that retracement to come back down to here to be able to buy, because you're going the opposite way now. So again, you would go on to here. This time it's a long. From there, again, you've got the profit is going to be 300 ticks, 400 stop, and it goes without saying, you can see you've hit profit there. Okay, so let's just have a look at that and recap that for the second trade. So you've got trade 1 on here. So you've got your left shoulder identified on the top, came down, you had a breakout. After this second one, you had a breakout on the top end. So then you could move your left shoulder to here, move your head from this area up to the top end. Okay, again, waiting for the 100% retrace. We've got that here. And then you've got your right shoulder created. Okay, and then from there, you're waiting for this to go all the way back down to retrace. We've got that here. And then you are going to buy that sucker. And then you ended up getting your 30 pips profit. So I hope that's sort of identified where we are with that. Again, what I want to do going into next week, I'm going to start doing in the units. I'm going to build a new unit. I've been speaking to Paul, and we're going to start practicing this together. Okay. And then from there, I'm going to be setting you guys bits of homework to do. Okay. So I'm just going to sort of stop the share. So yeah, so from next week, we will pick maybe 1 or 2 pairs. I'll sort of draw the charts up, and then in the units, what we'll possibly do, I'll set a unit in there for a comment thread, so then you can submit your screenshots into there, so I can see how you are doing, and then I can sort of give you a grade. I'll give you some help or advice on what you need to do. Okay, guys, please don't send them to me personally, because I've been getting a lot of those lately. What I need you to do is, when I set the unit section up, we will put them in there. I will give you a little bit of further update on what to do with that, how to do it, and how to take the screenshots to submit them. Okay, and then we'll see if we can help you start to draw up the charts based on the head and shoulder patterns. Okay, guys, so I hope you found tutorial number 3 informational and educational. As always, please drop that like, please drop the comments, and as always, drop the hashtag Forex Buyer, guys. I'll speak to you later.